honey and elderberry.
Welcome to the place where stories are told, yeah, man, legends are celebrated, and dreams are made. Kick off your boots and stay a while, because you don't want to miss it. Yeah! We are Circle Network. Country plays here.
You're watching News 12 on your side.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
The Major League Fishing Tournament out at Clarks Hill Lake wrapping up for the day. As you can see there, First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale standing by live with our first forecast just ahead. But first up, Richmond County Sheriff Richard Roundtree telling the public today his department needs a culture change. The sheriff speaking just a day after announcing the arrest of 2 deputies for excessive use of force on an inmate.
Sheriff Roundtree also releasing video from the assault. Warning is graphic. You can see the deputies carrying the man before punching and kicking him several times. This happened last Thursday. The victim filed a complaint Friday. Now former deputies Gerardo Sanchez Jr. and Joshua Jackson are both charged with simple battery and assault. In the last year, there have been 6 investigations into deputies for use of excessive force. Our I-team's been investigating how the sheriff's office deals with those incidents, including our latest report Monday from an incident back in October. Our I-team found that investigation did not start until we started asking questions.
Will Rio is the reporter behind that investigation in studio with us now. And so, Will, the sheriff spoke about accountability. How do we get there?
Well, Sheriff Roundtree says as a leader, he's taking full responsibility for this. It falls on him. What stuck out to me is he says that there's gaps in training and culture that could have contributed to incidents like these and that we've seen in past I-team investigations and like the one that you see in this video. A beating caught on camera in the Charles B. Webster Detention Center put 2 deputies behind bars. It also leaves questions about how excessive force and complaints are handled within the Richmond County Sheriff's Office.
The use of excessive force is never warranted and will not be tolerated.
In the last year, 12 Richmond County deputies have been arrested, including 6 for excessive use of force.
This is a wake-up call for us, a wake-up call for our 700 plus other employees that, one, this kind of behavior is not our culture, is not our way.
If there are any complaints you have about an officer, forms can be submitted online or in person. The Internal Affairs Division will look into the matter.
Our thing is, if these complaints are made aware to us, we're going to investigate every complaint and give an answer.
The I-team has reported on the Sheriff's Office policing themselves in the past. A forced entry into a home without a warrant was caught on camera in January. The family filed a complaint in which the Sheriff's Office investigated itself, ultimately ending up with no action taken.
We feel that no one is above the law. And while we take no pride in locking up one of our own, we would not hesitate to do so if the situation warrants it.
Sheriff Roundtree is looking to get each officer mandatory counseling sessions and look into gaps in training. He says there should be a plan in the next 30 days.
For the ethics, for the culture, for the reinforcing the values, that we're going to have to put something in place that we go back and keep reinforcing our core values, that this is the kind of agency we want to be, will not be tolerated at this agency.
Well, the I-team wanted to know, why now? Why is this the point where things are starting to be changed within the agency? The I-team has requested all complaint forms filed with the Sheriff's Office that were investigated, including documents, findings, and what actions were taken from those complaints.
And I know you'll follow that investigation for us, Will. Thank you. To Weather Now, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale live with us at Clarks Hill Lake, where a Major League Fishing...
All right, thanks, Riley. All new at 6 o'clock, the family of the 4-year-old who drowned in Burke County during private swim lessons says their bill passed the state Senate today. Izzy Scott's mom says the bill would require private swim instructors to have more regulations set by the State Department of Health. Izzy drowned during a private swim lesson last summer. The instructor is charged with involuntary manslaughter. The next step for the new bill is a vote from the state Senate, and if they pass it, it heads to the governor's desk. With his signature, it becomes law.
An Augusta family remembering their loved one on what would have been his 22nd birthday today. Kevin Coatney was shot and killed outside Club 706 in January of last year.
More than a year later, there's still no word on suspects in the case, but family is offering $10,000 for information leading to an arrest. Our Nick Veland spoke with the victim's mother about her son as they search for answers.
A shooting which injured 3 and killed Kevin Coatney Jr. took place right here at the 706 Lounge more than a year ago. Today is Kevin's birthday, and his family is still looking for who did it.
It's a struggle for all of us.
A struggle for the entire family. But today, those closest to Kevin prayed over his grave and celebrated what would have been his 22nd birthday.
Dear Kevin, happy birthday to you. We all miss him and love him, and we're just here to wish him a happy 22nd heavenly birthday.
His mom says Kevin was just a joy to be around and was one of a kind.
He was just outgoing. He loved to do everything. He loved to dress exotic. That was his thing in fashion.
He also was an avid dirt biker and used this to prevent gun violence.
He used to ride with the group, bikes up, guns down. That was something that he wanted to try to encourage younger kids to do something fun and put the guns down.
On January 30th, Kevin was a victim of gun violence outside of Club 706. And his family recently put out a $10,000 reward to find those who were responsible.
We just need help finding out and getting justice for Kevin. He didn't deserve this.
She says you can still receive the reward by remaining anonymous, and she just wants someone to speak up to serve justice.
Most of all, preventing them from doing this action again or hurting someone else. They need to be off the streets.
Artia's son is gone, but events like his birthday allow the family to never forget him.
And he will forever live on.
We saw the family at the grave today, and later tonight they're continuing to celebrate Kevin the way they did when he was still alive, by going out to dinner. In Augusta, Nick Veland on your side.
Today, the sheriff's office told us they have no updates in the case, but again, there is that $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. If you know anything, you can call the sheriff's office.
Sort of a chaotic day in Colleton County Court today for Alex Murdaugh's double murder trial. The prosecution finishing their closing arguments hours after the jury got to visit the crime scene at the Moselle estate. During the state's closing argument, they hammered in that Alex had the means, the motive, the opportunity to kill his wife and son.
The defendant is the one person who is living a lie. The defendant is the person on which a storm was descending. And the defendant is a person where his own storm would actually mean consequences for Maggie and Paul.
Murdaugh's defense team starts their closing arguments at 9:30 in the morning, and we have a full look back at what happened in court today, tonight, on News 12 at 11 o'clock. Check this out. Happening now, a live look from Max Fitness where a veteran is working out there for 22 hours straight. So far, Adam Cooper is about 2 hours into this, but he's not just doing this for the muscle gain.
The 22 hours represents the 22 veterans who died from suicide every day. And his goal with this workout is to raise awareness for those veterans. Coming up tonight at 11, we'll have Cooper's story on the journey he's had battling mental health, and we'll tell you more about the nonprofit he's working with to raise money to help veterans. The best way to get kids to read is to get them something to read. How a local school is doing that for Read Across America Week.
And we are still live here at Wildwood Park for day 2 of the MLF Invitational. We'll have an update for you on results today, and also a look at that severe weather threat moving in Friday just after the break.
Time and temp. Jefferson Davis Highway, or online at terrylamberthyundai.com.
At Checkers, I'm a new driver. Give me that $5 meal deal with the Checker Burger. Nah, a mushroom Swiss burger. Plus fries, chicken bites, and a drink for just $5. Or why not go big? I want a fried mushroom Buford. Whatever you order, own it at Checkers.
Hi, I'm Ashley Day with Laurelwood Equipment, and my experienced team wants to change the way you shop for outdoor equipment. When you come to Laurelwood, you won't be left standing around unacknowledged. Our friendly, knowledgeable staff is here to help you make an informed decision based on your specific equipment needs. From Exmark zero-turn mowers to steel chainsaws, we want you to be satisfied with the performance and the price. Come see us today. We're conveniently located off Exit 1 in North Augusta.
Our first meteorologist Riley Hale is alive now for us at Clarks Hill.
North of the CSRA. So we're hoping that we don't see any severe weather on Friday, but just a heads up that there is that chance. Luckily, into the weekend, we do dry out, and temperatures look to be in the 70s Saturday and Sunday afternoon.
All right, thanks, Riley. Taking a look at the nation's report card is helping us get a better idea of how South Carolina stacks up when it comes to literacy rates. 27% of 8th graders in the state are reading above average right now. Not much change since before the pandemic for the state, but 63% of students are reading where they should be. That's a 6% dip from 2019. Overall, the state is slightly behind national levels, but as our Will Volk shows us, one local school is working to change that by making reading fun and free.
There are hundreds of new books scattered across Schofield Middle School's courtyard.
Every kid gets a free book. We have more than enough to give every child a free book at Schofield Middle School.
Lead literacy teacher Arrington Weston helped get all these books through his foundation. He invited every single student to come to the courtyard and pick one out.
The kids come and they shop for different books. They get the books for free. This event will kick off Literacy Month for us.
Weston says they're taking Read Across America Week to another level. Schofield Middle plans to celebrate literacy all month.
You don't have time for me to tell you why literacy is so important. When we get our kids to read, we can keep them in the classroom. If we can keep them in the classroom, we can keep them off the streets, out of trouble.
This month, he says they'll have book character dress-up days, moments when students can just drop everything and read, and more. He thinks this can make a big difference in the classroom.
When literacy rates go up, dropout rates tend to go down.
Weston wants these students to fall in love with reading, and he hopes this is the spark. In Aiken, Will Bolt, on your side.
And if you want to donate any books to Weston's nonprofit, just send him an email to aweston@acpsd.net. It's on your screen, and we'll link you to it on our website as well. Weston says he'll come pick the books up for you. He'll meet you. Also, parents with younger children, you can get free books. It's for kids under 5 years old. You can check availability and sign up on imaginationlibrary.com. That is a separate nonprofit, but a wonderful one. They'll mail them straight to your house.
Great program at Schofield right there. Blighted buildings, they're an eyesore, but they can also impact your housing value. They can be dangerous. What Augusta City leaders are doing to clean this up.
Plus, the North Augusta girls basketball team is 4 quarters away from winning their 5th state championship. Dave caught up with head coach Al Young ahead of the big game.
The other guy's issue. When the power goes out, keep everything on. Call High Tech Power Systems Incorporated. You're authorizedly owned and serving the CSRA since 1986.
Southland Paper and Chemical is the pressure washer headquarters for the CSRA.
In 9 seconds, a careless driver is going to hit me. I'll be hurt. I'll be out of work.
Blighted properties has been an issue for Augusta for years now. Mayor Garnett Johnson mentioning cleaning up the city as a top priority during his campaign.
Today, our city beat reporter Craig Allison spoke to city leaders to see what progress they made last year and what they're looking forward to getting done this year. So, Craig, what did you find out there today?
Well, it's properties like this that the city is still trying to get rid of. You see them everywhere, like in Harrisburg and downtown Augusta, which is the oldest part of the city. Now, while it is a long list to tackle, the city is making great strides in saving some money while also getting rid of some of these properties.
Being downtown does come with, there's some realities. Let's be honest about that, but there's also some real possibility. And
Mike Barr just moved to Old Town 8 months ago, but has lived in Augusta for 14 years. While the name says a mouthful, he says these aging buildings are part of the city's history.
Old Town is definitely someplace that can be revitalized. No doubt about it. It can be a gold star for the city. So yeah, I would encourage the city to continue doing what they're doing. I hope they do. I think there's other people like us that will move down here.
The city just announced in 2022 they managed to remove 184 blighted properties like this. While 40 of these properties had to be demolished through city funds, it's through code enforcement's help they were able to push 144 properties to get removed without city money.
Once the city does our due diligence, the court process takes into effect, and sometimes it slows up there. And another thing that we're dealing with also is funding.
It costs about $5,000 per house and an extra $2,500 for removal. Compared to 2021, where they could only push 60 through, that saved the city over $600,000. It's hoping to keep moving that way.
We love it. So this to us.
And engineering currently has a waiting list of about 122 properties that they're still working through. And code enforcement, it's a 300 long list that they're still on a backorder. But with that being said, there's still some movement. In downtown Augusta, Craig Allison on your side.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Good evening, everyone. The North Augusta girls basketball team is 1 day away from playing in their 6th state championship in the last 7 years. And I'm joined now by head coach Al Young. Coach, obviously having the opportunity to play in state is a massive thing for this school. What's the hype been like leading up to the big game?
Well, we're all excited, and certainly we are trying to prepare ourselves, get ourselves ready for the big game. We know that we're going to have to bring all we got and a lot of intensity and play hard. And, we're just going to do all we can to make sure we get it done.
When you think about this team specifically, are there some differences between this team and past year's teams? If so, what are they?
I think all our teams are different. Certainly the personality and personnel is different. But one of the things about this team that I like is that they are young and they're hungry, and they come to play every game. And I'm so excited about it and looking forward to the game.
How special is this group when it comes to that youth continuing to produce in such big spots?
Well, in our past years, we've had young girls that started off early, and they produced a lot of state championships. So I'm hoping and expecting the same thing from this young group of girls. I think they're talented. I think they work hard. I think their minds are in the right place, and I'm excited about the future.
The state championship game between North Augusta and Westwood will be played tomorrow at 5 o'clock at USC Aiken. Until then, reporting from North Augusta High School, Dan Booth on your side.
Best of luck to the Jackets. Dan, thanks. For decades, Aiken's been a hub for horse racing and training and everything else, but changes could be on the way. Today, a bill allowing you to bet on horse races took a first step, a big step, making it out of a Senate subcommittee over in Columbia. Still has a way to go before it gets voted on by the full legislature, but supporters say this could be a game changer for the industry.
It's not just wagering, it's not the most important point. It's to help the whole equine industry across the state, provide job opportunities, provide help for organizations.
The bill would not make sports gambling on other sports legal, and a key date to look out for is coming up Monday. That is crossover day. The bill would need to be in the hands of the state house by Monday to pass this legislative session. In Georgia, some lawmakers are pushing for a sweeping sports betting bill. They've debated on a new law the last several years. It's been read by the state Senate twice this session, and it should make it to the state house by crossover day, also on Monday in Georgia. We'll let you know what lawmakers decide about that. We've got one more look at the weather after the break.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
There's nothing left.
The Rooms to Go anniversary sale starts Saturday, and we're turning up the savings to a whole new level. With amazing sale prices on the hottest pieces and coolest packages store-wide. Now, who doesn't like the sound of that? Whether you shop online or in-store, make your move this month and celebrate in style. The Rooms to Go anniversary sale starts this Saturday.
It just keeps getting worse.